You've probably heard this before. When a horse breaks a leg, it almost always has to be put down. But why is that? Why can cows recover from a broken leg with some care and time, but a horse has to face death the moment a bone snaps? It sounds harsh, almost unfair. But the truth is, the structure of a horse's body makes it nearly impossible to recover from such an injury. Horses don't stand like humans, flat-footed and balanced. They stand on the very tip of a single toe, to be precise, the last bone of their third digit. Imagine walking around on your middle finger. Now imagine your life depends on it. That tiny contact point with the ground bears the full weight of a 1,000-pound animal. When one leg breaks, the pressure on the remaining 3 spikes instantly. It's not just inconvenient, it's catastrophic. Their spines don't help either. The horse's backbone is shaped like a sharp triangle, like a blade pressed inside their body. With extra strain, that blade can pierce through from within. And when it does, it triggers something called laminitis, a painful, irreversible inflammation that causes the hoof to separate from the bone. Once that happens, the horse is finished. Right, but maybe you're thinking, why can't the horse just lie down? Let the leg rest. Give it time to heal like humans do. That's the tragedy. They can't. Not because they're stupid. Not because they're stubborn. But because horses were built by evolution to stand, to run, to be ready at every moment to flee. Standing isn't a choice for a horse, it's how they pump blood. When their hooves strike the ground, they create a pressure wave that helps push blood back up to the heart. Without that motion, circulation slows down, blood pools, tissues begin to die. Lying down for too long cuts off that flow. Their muscles start to suffocate, internal organs get compressed. The very thing that should help them heal ends up killing them, so they try to stand. But standing means pressure. Pressure means pain. Pain leads to struggle. And that struggle leads to more damage. It becomes a loop with no escape. A broken leg becomes a death spiral. You'd think nature would have fixed this. That evolution would weed out such a fragile design. But here's the twist. It did. Wild horses have vanished. The European wild horse, the ancestor of today's domestic horses, is extinct. The Przewalski's horse still exists, but only because humans saved it. It was bred, raised, protected, and then released back into the wild. Technically, it's wild, but without us, it wouldn't be here. So yes, horses are beautiful, powerful, swift, but they're also the product of a design so specialized, so extreme, that it left no room for error. They put all their evolutionary points into speed, none into resilience, and that comes at a cost. You might have heard people say horses are built for running. That's true, but it goes deeper. They have massive lungs for oxygen, thick muscles for propulsion. Their skin is covered in sweat glands, helping them cool down as they sprint. In fact, they cool down much like humans do, with sweat evaporating to regulate body temperature. That's rare among animals. But while humans lost body hair to help sweat more efficiently, horses still have their coats. They rely on motion to drive the process. Now think again about that broken leg. A horse needs to run just to stay alive. Not from predators anymore, but from their own biology. And when they can't, their body begins to betray them. Even their sleep reflects this. Horses sleep standing up. Not because they're paranoid, but because they have to. Lying down compresses organs and interrupts circulation. They'll only lie down for a few minutes at a time. Only when they feel completely safe. Only when they can get back up quickly. This means a horse with a broken leg that lies down too long is in danger from its own rest. And that's not even the full picture. The pain from a shattered limb causes stress. Stress releases hormones that inflame the body. That inflammation worsens laminitis, and then the horse tries to stand to relieve the pain, which causes more pain, which causes more stress. The cycle spins on and on. There are rare cases where horses recover. With careful surgery, months of support, constant supervision. But it's expensive, incredibly difficult, and often fails. Which is why so many horses don't make it. They're not weak, they're not poorly made, they're just caught in a biological trap. So you might wonder how they survived in the wild at all. And the answer is simple, they didn't. Most wild horses are gone. What remains are domestic breeds kept alive by human care. Without us, horses would have likely vanished from the earth. And it's not just horses. The entire order they belong to is struggling. horses, and tapirs all belong to the same group. It's called Perissodactyla, the odd-toed ungulates, and they're fading. There are fewer than 20 species left. Compare that to the even-toed ungulates like deer, cows, and pigs. Over 200 species and thriving. Why? Because the even-toed species evolved better digestive systems, more efficient guts. Many of them developed multiple stomach chambers. Some became ruminants. They chew their food twice, digest it slowly, extract every bit of nutrition. Their horses didn't. Their stomach is simple, their digestion weak. To make up for that, they eat constantly. Fresh grass, soft shoots. They need it. A horse that doesn't graze regularly will lose weight fast. That's where the old saying comes from. A horse that doesn't eat night grass won't grow fat because they need to eat almost around the clock. In harsh environments, this is a weakness. When grass is scarce, cows can survive by digesting tough plants. Horses can't. Their evolutionary strategy left them vulnerable. And in the wild, that means extinction. But fate had a twist in store. Just as horses were fading, humans appeared. We saw their strength, their speed, their willingness to work, and we helped them. We bred them, gave them shelter, protected them from predators, cared for them when they were sick. In return, they helped us carry loads, plow fields, travel far, wage war. So the horse, for all its vulnerabilities, found a partner in the most unlikely of species, us. And in doing so, they survived. Not just survived, they thrived. In cities, on farms, on battlefields, their weaknesses covered by our strengths, our weaknesses covered by their power. We like to joke about being beasts of burden, calling ourselves cows and horses when tired or overworked. But for most of history, cows and horses were more valuable than gold. Cows were food and farming. Horses were transportation and warfare. They shaped empires, changed history. And they did all this despite being fragile, despite being poorly suited to survival alone. Because with our help, they became something more, a living legacy of cooperation. A reminder that survival isn't always about strength. Sometimes, it's about finding the right ally. So the next time someone tells you that a horse has to be put down because of a broken leg, you'll know. It's not cruelty. It's not impatience. It's biology. It's evolution. It's the cost of a body built to run like the wind and nothing else.